Good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to see a story of murder, greed, corruption, violence, exploitation, adultery, and treachery. All of the things we hold near and dear to our hearts. Thank you.
Come on, babe, why don't we paint the town? And all that jazz, I'm gonna rouge my knees and roll my stockings down. And all that jazz, start the car, I know a whoopee spot where the gin is cold but the piano's hot. It's just a noisy hall, but there's a nightly brawl and all that jazz. Slick your hair and wear your buckled shoes. And all that jazz, I hear the father dip, he's gonna blow the blues. And all that jazz, come on, we're gonna buddy hug. I bought some aspirin down at United Drug, in case you shake apart, want a brand new start to do that jazz. And all that jazz, whoopee. And all that jazz, it's just a noisy hall, but there's a nightly brawl. And all that jazz.
Home, is he?
No, her husband is not at home. Flying the flaps, playing fast and loose. And all that jazz, right up here is where I store the juice. And all that jazz, come on, babe, we're gonna brush that sky. I bet you're lucky, he never loses. that jazz. I put a rouge, my knees, and roller stockings down, and all that jazz. Start the car, I know a whoopee spot where the gin is cold, the piano is hot. Just a noisy hall, there's a nightly brawl, and all that. So that's final, huh, Fred?
Afraid so, Roxy.
Oh, Fred! Oh, Fred!
Yeah?
Nobody walks out on me!
Sweetheart.
Don't you sweetheart me, you son of a bitch!
Roxy, please.
Whoopee. Asha. Jazz. Oh, I gotta pee! Oh, I'm no one's wife, but oh, I love my life, and oh, that jazz.
So I took the gun, officer, and I shot him.
I see. And your wife, Roxy Hart, was in no way involved. Is that right?
That's right, officer. That's right.
Well, fine. Sign right here.
Yeah, freely and gladly. Freely and gladly.
Aren't you a cheerful little murderer, though?
Murder? It's not murder shooting a burglar. Why, just last week a jury thanked the man. I say thanked him.
Well, I guess you know your Chicago, all right. Sign.
Yeah, freely and gladly. Freely and gladly.
For her first number, Miss Roxy Hart would like to sing a song of love and devotion, dedicated to her dear husband, Amos.
Sometimes I'm right, and sometimes I'm wrong, but he doesn't care. He'll string along. He loves me so, that funny honey of mine. Sometimes I'm down, and sometimes I'm up, but he follows round like some droopy-eyed pup. He loves me so, that funny honey of mine. He ain't no chic, that's no great physique, and Lord knows he ain't got the smarts. But look at that soul, I tell you that hole is a whole lot greater than the sum of its parts. And if you knew him like me, I know you'd agree. What if the world slandered my name? Why, he'd be right there, taking the blame. He loves me so, and it all suits me fine. That funny, sunny, honey, hubby of mine.
A man got a right to protect his home and loved ones, doesn't he?
Of course he has.
Well, I come in from the garage, and I see him coming through the window.
Uh-huh.
With my wife, Roxy, sleeping right there, like an angel. An angel.
Uh-huh.
He loves me so, that funny honey of mine.
I mean, suppose he had violated her or something. You know what I mean? Violated?
I know what you mean.
Or something. Think of how terrible that would have been. Boy, it's a good thing I got home from work on time. I'm telling you that. I say I'm telling you that.
He loves me so, that funny honey of mine.
Fred Casely.
Fred Casely? How could he be the burglar? My wife knows him. He sold us our furniture.
Lord knows he ain't got the smarts.
She lied to me. She said he was a burglar.
You mean he was dead when you got home?
Well, she had him covered with a sheet, and she's telling me this cock and bull story about a burglar and how I ought to take the blame because I was sure to get off.
And now
Burglar,
he
huh?
shot off his trap.
And I believed her too.
I can't
That cheap little tramp. Wow. She can swing for all I care. Boy, I'm working my butt off 14 hours a day down at the garage. And she's up here munching on damn bonbons and jazzing. That two-time little chiseler. Well, this time, she's gone too far.
Well, I'll know.
Boy, what a sap I was.
That scummy, crummy, dummy, hubby of mine. You double-crosser! You big blabbermouth! You said you'd stick, Amos! You promised me you'd stick! How could you do this to me, your wife?
You've been stringing me, Roxanne. You told me he was a burglar and up here jazzing.
Damn you! You are a disloyal husband! You know what? I shot him. Put that down in your book.
That's right. I had nothing to do with this.
Now we're getting to the real story.
Yeah, and you want to know why? He was trying to walk out on me, the louse.
That's pretty cold-blooded murder, Mrs. Hart. You're liable to hang for that.
Hang me?
You're not so tough now, are you?
Amos! Did you hear what he said? Son of a bitch! Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, blessed is the fruit of thy womb.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the 6 merry murderesses of the Cook County Jail in their rendition of the Cell Block Tango.
Six.
Squish.
Cicero.
Lipschitz.
Pop. 6.
Squish.
Cicero.
Lipschitz.
6. Squish. Cicero.
Lipschitz.
Pop. 6. Squish. Cicero.
Lipschitz.
He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it, I bet you would have done the same. Pop. 6. Squish. Cicero.
So you know how some people have these little habits that get you down? Like Bernie. Bernie liked to chew gum. No, not chew. Pop. So I come home this one day and I'm real irritated and I'm looking for a little bit of sympathy. And there's Bernie lying on the couch, drinking a beer and chewing. No, not chewing. Popping. So I said to him, I said, Bernie, you pop that gum one more time. And he did. So I took the shotgun off the wall and I fired 2 warning shots into his head.
He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have heard it, I bet you would have done the same.
I met Ezekiel Young from Salt Lake City about 2 years ago, and he told me he was single and we hit it off right away. So we started living together. He'd go to work, he'd come home, I'd mix him a drink, we'd have dinner. Well, it was like heaven in 2.5 rooms. Then I found out. Single, he told me. Single my ass. Not only was he married, oh no, he had 6 wives. One of those Mormons, you know. So that night when he came home, I mixed him his drink, as usual. You know, some guys just can't hold their arsenic.
He had it coming. Pop 6. He had it coming. He took a flower in his glass, and then he used it, and he abused it. It was a murder, but not a crime.
So I'm standing in the kitchen, carving up a chicken for dinner, minding my own business, and in storms my husband Wilbur in this jealous rage. "You've been screwing the milkman," he says. He was crazy. He just kept screaming, "You've been screwing the milkman!" And he ran into my knife. He ran into my knife 10 times.
If you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it, I bet you would have done the same.
Mi karishik, ain't it? Osmodjok, och det kirish lakum la fokta ferien med den meg, let shopta ma feyet. Benemigos, en atatlan vayok, nemtudom, met mondja unko Sam ori en meg. Probotum, arendoshugen meg magyarázni, de nem értetted meg.
Yeah, but did you do it?
Not guilty.
My sister Veronica and I had this double act, and my husband Charlie traveled around with us. Now, in the last number in our act, we did these 20 acrobatic tricks in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, splits, spread eagles, backflips, flip-flops, one right after the other. Now, just one night, we were down in Cicero, the 3 of us, in our hotel room, boozing, having a few laughs, when we ran out of ice. So, I went out to get some. I come back, open the door, and there's Veronica and Charlie doing number 17, the spread eagle. Well, I was in such a state of shock, I completely blacked out. I can't remember a thing. It wasn't until later, when I was washing the blood off my hands, that I even knew they were dead. They had it coming, they had it coming, they had it coming all along. I didn't do it, but if I'd done it, how could you tell me that I was wrong? They had it coming, they had it coming, they had it coming all along. I didn't do it, but if I'd done it, how could you tell me that I was wrong?
He had it coming. I loved Alvin Lipschitz more than I could possibly say. He was a real artistic guy, sensitive, a painter. But he was troubled. He was always trying to find himself. He'd go out every night looking for himself, and on the way, he found Ruth, Gladys, Rosemary, and Irving. I guess you could say we broke up because of artistic differences. He saw himself as alive, and I saw him dead.
The dirty bomb, the dirty bomb. They had it coming, they had it coming, they had it coming, they had it coming, they had it coming all along. But they used it, and they abused
one more time.
Single my ass.
10 times.
To call Uncle Sam for the
Number
home back.
17, the spread eagle.
Artistic differences. I bet you would have done the same.
Ask any of the chickies in my pen, and they'll tell you I'm the biggest mother hen. I love them all, and all of them love me, because the system works, the system called reciprocity. Got a little motto, always sees me through. When you're good to mama, mama's good to you. There's a lot of favors I'm prepared to do. You do one for mama, and she'll do one for you. They say that life is tit for tat, and that's the way I live. So I deserve a lot of tat for what I got to give. Don't you know that this hand washes that one too? When you're good to mama, mama's good to you.
Hey, Mama, look at this. The Tribune says I'm the crime of the year. And the news says, not in memory do we recall such a fiendish and horrible a double homicide.
Oh, now, Velma, you cannot buy that kind of publicity. You took care of Mama, and Mama took care of you. You know, I talked to Flynn. He set your trial date for March the 5th. On March the 7th, you'll be acquitted. And on March the 8th, do you know what Mama's gonna do for you?
What?
I'm gonna send you on a vaudeville tour.
Mama, I've been on a lot of vaudeville tours. How much dough are we talking about?
Oh, it's a crazy world, kid. You know Babe Ruth, that baseball player? He is wearing lipstick and rouge and playing the Palace, making $5 grand a week.
Yeah, but I said how much dough are we talking about?
Well, I talked to the boys at William Morris, and based on your recent, sensational activity, I think I can get you $2,500.
$2,500? Well, the most me and Veronica ever made together was $350.
Oh, but that was before Cicero, before Billy Flynn, and before Mama.
Oh, Mama, I have always wanted to play Big Jim Calasimos. Can you get me that?
Big Jim's?
Uh-huh.
Well, now, that's another story. That just might take another phone call.
Yeah, and how much is that phone call going to cost?
Oh, Velma, you know how I feel about you. You're the classiest dame in this whole joint. You're like family to me, one of my own. I'll do it for $50.
$50 for a phone call? Well, Mama, you must get a lot of wrong numbers.
If you want my gravy, pepper my ragu, spice it up for Mama, and she'll get hot for you. When they pass that basket, folks contribute too. You put in for Mama, she'll put out for you. The folks atop the ladder are the ones the world adores. So boost me up my ladder, kid, and I'll boost you up yours. Let's all stroke together like the Princeton crew. When you're stroking Mama, Mama's stroking you. So what's the one conclusion I can bring this number to? When you're good to Mama, Mama's good to you.
Mrs. Morton. Mrs. Morton, if my husband Wilbur comes to see me, will you please tell him that I do not want to see him?
June, honey, your husband is dead. You killed him.
Oh, forget it then.
Hey, Blondie, stay out of my way.
Who the hell?
Roxy, you take it easy. This here is Velma Kelly.
Velma Kelly? The Velma Kelly? Oh my gosh, Miss Kelly! I sure am pleased to meet you. I read about you in the papers all the time. I love to follow the murders.
Oh, thanks, kid.
Miss Kelly,
Yes?
could I ask you something?
No, okay.
Well, the assistant district attorney, Mr. Harrison, well, he said what I done was a hanging case, and he's prepared to ask the maximum penalty.
Yeah, so?
So, I'm scared. I sure would appreciate some advice.
Listen, I don't give no advice. I don't get any, and I don't give any. You're a perfect stranger to me, and let's just keep it that way. And that's the way it is around here.
Thanks for the help.
You're welcome.
Well, I'd like to help you, sweetie. Gin or bourbon?
Bourbon.
First of all, what did you plan on using for grounds? What are you going to tell the jury?
I guess I'll just tell them the truth.
Are you crazy? You can't tell them that.
Telling a jury the truth? That's really stupid.
Look, sweetie, murder is like divorce. The reasons don't count. It's the grounds, like self-defense or temporary insanity.
Yeah, what's your grounds?
Well, my grounds are that I didn't do it.
So, who did?
Well, I'm sure I don't know. I completely blacked out. I can't remember a thing. But I know I didn't do it. I've the tenderest heart in the world, haven't I, Mama?
Oh, you bet your ass you do, Velma.
Is being drunk grounds?
Why don't you ask your lawyer?
I ain't got a lawyer.
Oh, well then, as they say in Southampton, you are shit out of luck, my dear.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, blessed is the fruit of thy womb.
Look, sweetie, in this state, murder is like a form of entertainment. Besides, in 47 years, Cook County has not hung a woman yet.
So the odds are 47 to 1 that they won't hang you.
Yeah, but there's always a first time.
Oh, Velma, a conviction, maybe.
A conviction, maybe?
Yeah, that's right.
What's that?
Life.
In jail?
Where else? Marshall Fields?
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Oh, boy, you really know everybody.
Lay off the poor kid, Dee.
Yeah, why do I give a damn about her? Enough of these trashy fanatics. I think I will retire to my cell and take a wee nap and answer some fan mail. Would you awaken me when luncheon is served, Mama?
Would be my pleasure, Velma.
So, that's Velma Kelly.
Yeah.
She sure don't look like a Kelly to me.
Oh, no, Kelly's her stage name. That Velma, she's really something. She doesn't wear anything but black Narcissus perfume, and she never makes her own bed.
I thought you had to.
No, I take care of that for her.
You make her bed?
Well, not exactly. You see, she pays me $5 a week, and then I give the Hungarian 50 cents, and she does it. She needs the money, the poor thing. Hej, Katalin Honjak. Sheritnema megamar lite Roxy Hartoy.
Not guilty.
Yeah, that's all she ever says. Anyway, Velma has all her laundry sent out, and that costs her another $5 a week. And then she has all her meals sent in from Worcester Drugstore around the corner, and that costs her another $20. And you know who's defending her, don't you?
No. Who's defending her?
Oh, Mr. Billy Flynn, best criminal attorney in all of Chicago, that's all. What that man doesn't know about juries and women.
How do you get Billy Flynn?
Well, not by praying, dearie. First, you give me $100, and then I make a phone call.
I see. How much does he get?
$5,000.
$5,000?
He's worth every penny. He's never lost a case for a female client yet.
Never?
Never. I'd, be happy to make that phone call for you.
Thanks for filling me in. We'll talk later, okay?
Oh, sweetie, you bet we will.
$5,000. Now where in the hell am I gonna get $5,000?
Ladies and gentlemen, a tap dance.
Oh, Amos, I knew you'd come. Amos, I know I've been sinful, but I'm changing. And all I want to do now is just to make up to you for what I've done. And I will, Amos, just as soon as I get out of here. And I can get out of here too. See, there's this lawyer, and he costs $5,000.
Roxanne, I'm tired of your fancy footwork. The answer is no.
No, Amos, I know I lied to you. Amos, I know I've cheated on you with other men. Amos, I've even stolen money from your pants pocket while you were sleeping.
You did?
Yes, but I never stopped loving you. Not ever. And I always thought, my Amos, he's so manly, he's so attractive, he's so, I'm embarrassed, so sexy.
Honest?
Yeah, honest.
But $5,000?
It's my hour of need, for Christ's sake!
All right, Roxy. I'll get you the $5,000. I promise you. Is everybody here? Is everybody ready? Hit it! I don't care about expensive things, cashmere coats, diamond rings don't mean a thing. All I care about is love. That's what I'm here for. I don't care for wearing silk cravats, ruby studs, satin spats don't mean a thing. All I care about is love. Give me two eyes of blue, softly saying,
I need you.
when I see her standing there, and honest mister, I'm a millionaire. I don't care for any fine attire Vanderbilt might admire. No, no, not me. All I care about is love. Now maybe you think I'm talking about physical love. Well, I'm not. Not just physical love. There's other kinds of love too, like love of justice, love of legal procedure, love of lending a hand to someone who really needs it, love of your fellow man. That's the kind of love I'm talking about. And the physical love ain't so bad either. It may sound odd, but all I care about is love. That's what I'm here for. Honest to God, all I care about is love. Show me long raven hair flowing down about to there. Let me see her running free, and keep your money, that's enough for me. I don't care for driving Packard cars or smoking long buck cigars. No, no, not me. All I care about is doing the guy in who's picking on you, twisting your wrist, that's turning the screw. All I care about is love. Well, hello, Andy.
Amos. My name is Amos.
Right. Did you bring the rest of the $5,000?
I didn't do as well as I'd hoped, Mr. Flynn, but I will, I promise you. Here's $500 on my insurance.
That makes 1,000. Ow! You dumb fruit.
Oh, I am sorry, Mr. Flynn. Here's $300 from the guys at the garage, and $700 from the building and loan fund.
That's 2,000.
And that's all I got.
What about her father?
Oh, yes, her father. I phoned him yesterday, long distance, and he said he could probably get the money to me later.
You're a damn liar. I spoke to her father myself. Want to know what he told me? The same thing he told you. He said, my daughter went to hell 10 years ago, and she'll rot there before I spend a cent to get her out. Now, isn't that what he said?
Yes, that's what he said. But she's my wife, Mr. Flynn, and I'll do anything. I'll pay you $20 a week on my salary. I'll give you notes of interest, double, triple, till it's paid. I promise.
You know, that's touching. To care for a woman that much really is very touching, but I've got a motto. And that motto is this: play square, dead square. Sit down.
Now, when you came to me yesterday, I didn't ask you, was she guilty? I didn't ask you, was she innocent? I didn't ask you, was she a drunk or a dope fiend? No foolish questions like that, now did I? No. All I said was, have you got $5,000? And you said, yes. But you haven't got $5,000, so I figure you're a dirty liar.
I'm sorry, Mr. Flynn.
But I took her case, and I'll keep it, because I play square. Look, Hart, I'm no braggart. I don't like to blow my own horn, but believe me, if Jesus Christ was alive in Chicago today, and he had $5,000 and would have come to me, things would have turned out differently. Now here's what we're going to do. First thing in the morning, I'll have her on the front page of every newspaper in town. She'll be a celebrity. Hottest little jazz slayer since Velma Kelly. She'll be famous, see? And then we announce we're going to hold an auction. Tell them we got to raise money for her defense. They'll buy everything she ever touched. Her shoes, her dresses, her perfume, her underwear. And then we tell them if by due process of law she's hanged.
Hanged?
The stuff triples in value. And that's how you raise the rest of the $5,000. I give you 20% of everything we make over that, and that's what I call playing square.
I don't know, Mr. Flynn.
I don't figure you got a choice. See, it's like this. Either I get the entire $5,000 or you'll rot in jail before they ever bring you to trial.
Rot in jail? You don't really mean that, do you?
I certainly do.
Look, Mr. Flynn, I've never really been very good at this sort of thing, and I've always had a great deal of trouble expressing myself, but couldn't we possibly make some sort of arrangement between us? You know, I can be an awfully good sport.
Hey, you mean one thing to me. $5,000, and that's it. Get it? Sit down. Now, in a few minutes, we're going to hold a big press conference here. There'll be photographers and reporters, and that sob sister from the Evening Star is coming. I don't suppose she'll give us any trouble at all. She'll swallow hook, line, and sinker because it's what she wants. Her name is Mary Sunshine.
When I was a tiny tot of maybe 2 or 3, I can still remember what my mother said to me. Place rose-colored glasses on your nose, and you will see the robins, not the crows. For in this tense and tangled web, our weary lives can weave. You're so much better off if you believe that there's a little bit of good in everyone you'll ever know. Yes, there's a little bit of good in everyone, though many times it doesn't show. It only takes the taking time with one another, for under every means and in is someone warm and dear. Keep looking for that bit of good Sunshine's gonna interview me? Holy crap!
Hey, and pipe down on the swearing. From here on out, you say nothing rougher than, oh dear. Get it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, the first thing we've got to do is go after sympathy from the press. They're not all pushovers like that Mary Sunshine. Chicago's a tough town. It's gotten so tough that they'll shoot the girls right out from under you. But there's one thing they can't resist, and that's a reformed sinner. So, I've decided to rewrite your entire life story. It starts tomorrow morning in the Star. From convent to jail.
Convent? Mr. Flynn, they'll never believe that.
Oh, no? Picture this. Beautiful southern home. Every luxury and refinement. Parents dead. Educated at the Sacred Heart. Fortune swept away. A runaway marriage. A lovely, innocent girl. Bewildered by what's happened. Young, full of life. Lonely, you were caught up in the mad whirl of a great city. Jazz, cabarets, liquor. Get back here! You were drawn like a moth to the flame. But now the mad whirl has ceased. A butterfly crushed on the wheel. You have sinned, and you are sorry.
Oh, God, that's beautiful!
Hey, and cut out God, too. Please stay where you're better acquainted. The important thing to remember is remorse, regret. You're sorry. Sorry. You'd give your life and gladly to bring the dead man back. Now, when they ask you why you shot him, all you can remember is a fearful quarrel and him coming at you with that awful look in his eyes. And get this, you both reached for the gun. That's your grounds, self-defense.
Mr. Flynn, the reporters are here.
Let him in, Butch. And remember, remorse, regret, and you both reach for the gun. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Sunshine. It's always a pleasure to see the members of the press. You all know my client, Miss Roxy Hart.
Oh, Miss Hart, I'm so pleased to meet you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just so flattered that y'all came here to see me today. I guess you probably want to know why I shot the bastard.
Oh. Sit down, dummy.
Mr. Billy Flynn sings the press conference Ray. Notice how his mouth never moves. Almost.
Where'd you come from?
Mississippi,
And your parents,
very wealthy,
where are they now?
6 feet under,
But she was granted one more start, the convent of the Sacred Heart.
When'd you get here?
1920.
How old were you?
Don't remember.
Then what happened?
I met Amos, and he stole my heart away. Convinced me to elope one day.
A convent girl or a runaway marriage? Oh, it's all too terrible, you poor dear. Whose red case sleeve?
My ex-boyfriend.
Why'd you shoot him?
I was leaving
Was he angry?
like a madman. Still, I said, Fred, move along.
She knew that she was doing wrong.
Then describe it
He came toward me
with a pistol.
from my bureau
Did you fight him?
like a tiger.
He had strength and she had none.
And yet we both reached for the gun. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, we both, oh yes, we both, oh yes, we both reached for the gun, the gun, the gun, the gun. Oh yes, we both reached for the gun, for the gun.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, we both, oh yes, we both, oh yes, we both reach for the gun, the gun, the gun, the gun. Oh yes, we both reach for the gun, for the gun.
Understandable, understandable. Yes, it's perfectly understandable. Comprehensible, comprehensible. Not a bit reprehensible. It's so defensible.
How you feeling?
Very frightened.
Are you sorry? Are you kidding?
What's your statement?
All I'd say is, though my choo-choo jumped the track, I'd give my life to bring him back.
And?
Stay away from
What?
jazz and liquor.
And?
The men who
What?
play for fun.
And what?
That's the thought that
Yeah.
came upon me
When?
we both reached for the gun.
Understandable, understandable.
Yes, it's perfectly understandable, comprehensible, comprehensible, not a bit reprehensible. It's so defensible.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, they both. Oh yes, they both. Oh yes, they both. Reach for
Let me hear it.
the gun, the gun, the gun. Oh yes, they both. Reach for the gun, for the gun.
A little louder.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, they both. Oh yes, they both. Oh yes, they both. Reach for the
Oh, yeah.
gun, the gun, the gun. Oh yes, they both. Reach for the gun, for the gun.
Now you got it.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, they both. Oh yes, they both. Oh yes, they both. Reach for the gun, the gun, the gun, the gun. Oh yes, they both. Reach for the gun, for the gun. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, they both. Oh yes, they both. Oh yes, they both. Reach for the gun, 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 the gun.
Both reach for the
Stop the presses!
Cousin girl, help! We both reached for the gun, says Roxy.
Dancing feet lead to sorrow, says beautiful jazz player.
Oh, Roxy South, I'd do anything to bring him back.
Jazz and liquor, Roxy's downfall. You got that, Charlie? Right.
You want to know something? I always wanted my name in the papers. You know, before Amos, I used to date this well-to-do, ugly bootlegger. You know the type. He used to like to take me out and show me off. You know, ugly guys like to do that, right? You know, once it said in the paper, it said Gangland's El Capelli seen at Shea Vito with cute blonde Corinne. Well, that was me. I clipped it out and I saved it. But now look. Look at this! Roxy Rocks Chicago. Here, baby, read this. Now look, I'm gonna tell you the truth. And it's not like the truth really matters, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. See, the thing is, I'm older than I ever intended to be. You know, all my life, all I wanted was just to be a dancer. In vaudeville. Oh, yeah, have my own act. But no. No. No, 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 no. They always turned me down. It was one big world full of no. Life. But then Amos came along. Sweet, safe Amos, who never says no. You know,
Some guys, they're like mirrors. And when I catch myself in Amos's face, I'm always just a kid. You could love a guy like that. All right, now look. Now I gotta tell you something. And I really hope this ain't being too crude, but in the bed department, Amos was. Oh, my Amos was. Huh? A 0! I mean, when we went to bed and he made love to me, it was like he was fixing a carburetor or something. It was like, I love you, honey, I love you. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, I started fooling around. And then after a while, I started screwing around, which is basically fooling around without dinner. Well, anyway, I gave up on the whole vaudeville idea because I figure after all these years, opportunity just sort of passed you by. Oh, but it ain't. But it ain't, yeah. Oh, if this Flynn guy really does get me off, and I figure with all this publicity, maybe I could still get into vaudeville. And maybe I could still have my own act. Oh, and now I got me a world full of yes! The name on everybody's lips is gonna be Roxy. The lady raking in the chips is gonna be Roxy. I'm gonna be a celebrity, that means somebody everyone knows. They're gonna recognize my eyes, my hair, my teeth, my boobs, my nose. Ooh, from just some dumb mechanic's wife, I'm gonna be Roxy. Who says that murder's not an art? And who, in case she doesn't hang, can say she started with a bang? Roxy Hart. Oh, yeah. And I'm gonna have a swell act, too. You know, I think I'll get me a boy. Yeah. You know, somebody who can lift me up and show me off and just smile at me. Oh, yeah. Oh, hell, I think I'll get 2 boys. It'll frame me better. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Think big. Think big, Roxy. I think I'll get me a whole bunch of boys. The name on everybody's lips is gonna be Roxy. Yeah. The lady raking in the chips is gonna be
Roxy. She's gonna be a celebrity.
That means somebody everyone knows.
Yeah. They're gonna recognize her eyes, her hair, her teeth,
my boobs, my nose. Ooh, yeah. From just some dumb mechanic's wife, I'm gonna be singing.
Roxy.
Yeah. Who says that murder's not an art? She started with a bang. Roxy Hart.
loves her.
And I love the audience.
The audience loves her for loving them.
And I love the audience for loving me.
They all just love each other.
And that's because none of us got enough love in our childhoods.
That's right.
And that's showbiz, kid.
Oh, yeah. She's giving up her humdrum life.
I'm gonna be
Roxy. She made a scandal and a star.
And self-attacker, shit, I know. To see her name get filled below. Roxy Hart. Ooh.
Roxy rocked Chicago. Fans riot at Roxy's auction. Roxy's nightie raises $200.
Mama, you know that I am not a jealous person. But every time I see that tomato's name on the front page, it drives me nuts.
Well, then you better sit down, kid. I got some bad news.
What do you mean?
I mean the tour. The whole tour. It's, down the drain. Canceled. Out. Here, kiddo.
Canceled?
Well, your name hasn't been in the paper for a long time now. I've been getting calls from the boys at William Morris all day. We've lost interest, lost interest. We don't want her. She's washed up. She's finished. She's a bum. Do you know how it hurts Mama to hear those things about somebody she cares about?
Oh, sure.
Now this Roxy kid, they're all you read about today. Now she's hot.
Hey, Mama, I've got an idea. What if I talked Hart into doing that sister act with me?
Hey now that's using your old canoodle. That might work.
Miss Velma Kelly in an act of desperation.
My sister and I had an act that couldn't flop. My sister and I were headed straight for the top. My sister and I earned $1,000 a week at least. Oh, sure. But my sister is now, unfortunately, deceased. Well, you know it's sad, of course, but a fact is still a fact. And now all that remains is the remains of a perfect double act. Roxy, do you know that you are exactly the same size as my sister? You would fit into her wardrobe perfectly. Why don't I just show you a little bit of the act, huh? Okay, watch this. Now you have to imagine it with two people. It's swell with two people. First I drums, then she wah 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 saxophone, then we wah 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 together. But I can't do it alone. Then she, then I, then we. But I can't do it alone. She'd say, what's your sister like? I'd say, men, yuck, yuck, yuck. She'd say, you're the cat's meow. Then we'd wow the crowd again. When she'd go, I'd go. We go. Then those ding-dong daddies started to roar, whistled, stomped, stamped on the floor, yelling, screaming, begging for more. And then we'd say, okay, fellas, keep your socks up, 'cause you ain't seen nothing yet. But I simply cannot do it alone. Well, what'd you think? Come on, you can say. Okay, well, the first part can always be rewritten. But the second part was really nifty. She'd go. I go. See, I kick really high. We go. But I can't do it alone. She'd say, what state Chicago in? I'd say ill. Did you get that? She'd say, turn your motor off. I can hear 'em cheering still when she'd go. I go. We go. Sideways. And then those two-bit Johnnies did it up round to cheer the best attraction in town. They nearly tore the balcony down. And we'd say, okay, boys, we're going home. But here's a few more parting shots. And this we did in perfect unison. Well, you see me going through it. You may think there's nothing to it, but I simply cannot do it alone. Well, all right, what'd you think?
Boy, they sure got lousy floor shows in jails nowadays. You know, there was a time when you could go to jail. And you could get a
Roxy,
really...
I'll level with you.
No, what? Listen, I don't want to hear it. What did Mama just tell you? That you're old news? That you're washed up? That it's me they want now, huh? Do you remember the time that I asked you for advice? And you said, I don't get any advice, and I don't give any advice. So who needs this corny sister bit? You know, and I'll tell you something else. You know, your friend Mama, she wanted to make some phone calls for me. Yeah. And do you know what I told her? I said, I don't need you. And now I'm telling you the same thing. I don't need anybody. Haven't you read the papers lately? I'm a star. I'm a big star. Single.
Thanks.
Oh, nothing personal. You understand. Nothing personal.
Nothing's personal. Nothing's ever personal.
So, here's the way I got the story. There's this kitty person, I didn't really catch her last name. She's some sort of heiress. Her parents are in pineapples or grapefruits or something like that. Anyway, she is playing house in an apartment on the north side with this fella named Harry. Harry spends all his time in bed. He's a real mattress dancer. What Harry does for a living, nobody is really quite sure, but it doesn't really matter because she's paying all the bills, paying for everything. Anywho, one night, Kitty comes home, and Harry is in bed already, which was par for the course for Harry, so she goes to change. And when she comes back, she notices something a little odd. Extremely odd. Puzzled, she leaves the room again. And this time when she comes back, she gently nudges Harry awake.
Oh, Harry.
Okay, you gonna believe what you see or what I tell you?
What I see.
Well, good night, folks.
Drive Massacre. Berserk Philly fells 3. 3 in bed, all dead.
Miss Katz, please. Why did you kill him? What? Miss Katz, why did you kill your husband? Harry?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, please, my client will be happy to answer all of your questions. Ow! Will you please stop biting me? I'll get hydrophobia.
Go to hell.
Miss Katz,
Go to hell, all of you. I'm not answering any of your questions.
Please, direct your questions to our counsel.
You are not my counsel, and I want my money back.
It's not your money. It's your mother's money.
Get out of here, you fop.
Oh, Miss Sunshine!
Not now, Roxy.
Well, Miss Katz, did you know those two ladies personally?
Did I know those two ladies personally? Was that your question?
Yes, that's my question.
Oh my. Well, she's very high-spirited, isn't she?
Come on, sweetie. Let me show you to your suite. You're gonna love it.
Step right this way, ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. Flynn, what's going
Step
to
right in
happen
here.
to Miss
Listen,
Katz? Will it
listen.
interfere
My
with
client will be happy to answer all of your questions. And afterwards, I'll give you an interview myself. Please, just step right in here.
Mr. Flynn.
Thank you. One moment.
Mr. Flynn!
Sure.
Mr. Flynn!
Oh, hiya, Trixie. Roxy. Boy, what a hellion, huh? And a socialite, too. Her mother owns all the pineapples in Hawaii.
Pineapples? What the hell do I care about pineapples? Did you get my trial date?
Take it easy, kid. I'll get to it. I'll get to it.
Mr. Flynn, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions about
Oh,
my
hi.
trial, too.
Hiya, Velma.
Hey.
Yeah, first things first, honey. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. All right, everybody. I told you as soon as I was...
Pineapples. I got a feeling you're in trouble, Roxy.
socialite. You lose again, Velma.
There's only one person who can help you now, Roxy.
There's only one person you can count on now, Velma.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Roxy Hart and Velma Kelly sing a song of unrelenting determination and unmitigated ego.
One thing I know, and I've always known, I am my own best friend. Baby's alive, but baby's alone, and baby's her own best friend. Manny's the guy who told me he cares, but they were scratching my back 'cause I was scratching theirs. And trusting to luck, that's only for fools. I play in a game where I make the rules, and rule number one, from here to the end, means I am my own best friend. 3 musketeers who never say die are standing here this minute. Me, myself, and I. If life is a school, I'll pass every test. If life is a game, I'll play it the best. 'Cause I won't give in, and I'll never bend, and I am my own best friend.
What the hell was that? What happened? Mr. Flynn? Miss Sunshine? What is it? And all you reporters. Get over here.
Oh, don't worry about me. It's just that I'm gonna have a baby. Oh,
A baby? Shit.
I want the best doctor in town for my poor client. Somebody, help that girl up.
please help.
And you know what? Roxy, don't answer any of their questions.
And all that
Hello, suckers. Welcome back. Roxy's in there, being looked over by the state medical examiner. She says she's going to have a baby. Now, why didn't I think of that? Can you imagine? I mean, can you imagine? Do you believe it? I mean, do you believe it? I know a girl who lands on top. You could put her face into a pail of slop, and she'd come up smelling like a rose. How she does it, heaven knows.
Hold on, Charlie, she's coming out now. Well, is she or isn't she?
She is.
Charlie, she is!
I know a girl with so much luck. She could get run over by a 2-ton truck and brush herself off and walk away. How she does it, couldn't say.
Doc, would you swear to that statement in court?
Yes.
Good. Button your fly.